the start of this year, what is supposed to feel like in really good spirits, they feel that they are being attacked by the enemy. I'm also speaking for myself. Start of the year, you're always in hopes that you get to do your goals that you set out for yourself. While, of course, you're still working, it doesn't stop the fact that the enemy is going to attack. It's still a part of the journey. We're gonna go through suffering. We're gonna go through struggles. I don't know why. I just feel like, call me crazy, but suffering is good. Like, I'm not saying I look forward to moments of suffering, but I am saying that when I am suffering, when I do feel those moments of sadness, of uncertainty, I become grateful that I feel those moments. That means I'm living. That means that I have something that I can overcome. A part of me feels that because I've been able to do a lot of self-development, do a lot of research, and hear a lot of people speak on their experience with suffering, I feel that it equipped me to appreciate the moments of suffering. So when I am sitting through these moments, as I'm feeling these emotions, as I'm sad, I may be crying, as I'm, feeling regrets or angry, I always get back up and on to the next thing, because I know that at the end of all of this, I'm gonna be okay. It's unbelievable at the moment, you're just feeling that deep sadness. You just want to end it. But what's the point of living if we're not gonna suffer? Suffering is good. Suffering is useful. That means that we can grow in another area of our life that we may have been rejecting or neglecting because we've been distracted by our daily to-do list. And when we're forced to feel these moments of sadness, it gives us a break from the things that we feel must be done. When I was going through this self-development and I was able to equip myself with all the useful information that I received from other people and their experiences and how they were able to overcome it. And so because I equipped myself, I can appreciate those moments of sadness even more. I'm not here to tell you that those moments of suffering are gonna go away. It's even says in the Bible that we are gonna suffer while we're here. And so while I'm not trying to prevent that suffering, I do want to help those who are suffering and equip them and help our future selves to come out of that darkness in a timely manner that we wouldn't have thought, because we were so consumed with our thoughts. From my experiences, before I knew everything that I know now as far as self-development and how important it is and to grow mentally and spiritually, I was in a deep darkness for 15 years. 15 years of my life, I spent it in deep darkness. After I came out of that darkness, I realized that I was in there for too long. 15 years of my life given to this darkness. And now that I've broken free from that, now that I've learned to equip myself, and so after those 15 years and I saw the light again, and I was able to walk with Jesus, and I was able to grow spiritually, and I was able to grow mentally, and I was able to move forward past all of that. I had to pick up some tools in the midst of this. And so when this moment of darkness came in the beginning of this year, so I was hit again with uncertainty. I was suffering. As I speak, I still am healing from that, but I was able to do it in a timely manner that was not going to take 15 years, not even a year, because I'm aware now that we're going to suffer. I am aware that it's going to get pretty heavy at times, but I also am aware that I don't have to sit in there for too long. I can see the light. I just have to be walking towards the light and not just sit in that moment of darkness and wallow in it and self-pity myself and self-sabotage myself. I can see the other side of this. I can see the light. I can walk with Jesus, because those are the things that I can control. And sometimes those moments of darkness feel like the biggest burden. So it's scary, it's embarrassing. It's not where we like to be, but it can eventually feel so comfortable being in those moments that honestly some people get stuck in that moment of darkness. Like, you really don't know how to come out of that. And when I was in those 15 years, I never knew how to come out of that. And every way possible that I tried to avoid, I avoided it for so long. I suppressed those emotions. I did not allow myself to put myself in a position where I was uncomfortable simply because I was more comfortable sitting in the moment of darkness. And honestly, when you're vulnerable enough to let go of wanting to take control, then you are able to overcome those moments of darkness. And so I say all this to say that I feel right now in my heart that I like to help those people come out of those moments of darkness. I'd like to equip people to get through the suffering, walk through the fire, and come out with minimal burns. It's hard. It's not easy, but it's worth it. We all are gonna suffer. We're gonna have moments of suffering, no matter who we are, no matter what we have, how much money we have, no matter how many people we know. We're going to suffer. Since suffering is guaranteed, why not go through the suffering equipped, filled with wisdom, action, knowledge, empowerment, unity, and peace? Because it's all it takes for us to get through the other side and see the light again. And so this is my introduction for this new series that I'm going to have, where I will speak of those things. We're gonna suffer, but we don't have to suffer alone. We don't have to suffer for long.